Hey guys, what's up? So, for absolutely no reason at all, I randomly had an idea one day that I really wanted to make a fitness documentary. Um, so I thought it would only be right if I started with myself. And then I hope to have a couple more people featured. And if you watch these and you're near me and think they're cool or want to be featured in one, I would absolutely love to do that and work with you. So just reach out and I'd be more than happy to try and set something up with you. But without further ado, let's get on to the video.
What does health or fitness mean to you?
Health or fitness means to me, it means being better than you were the day before. And I don't just mean exercise or working out or even eating. I think it just means to me in general that you're always trying to be better, that you're always working towards a better version of yourself. So even if you had a bad day yesterday, that you wake up today and you fight for a better day today, or you're fighting for a better future, and you're taking all these components, your sleep, nutrition, exercise, mental state, and so many more, and working on all of them to be better than yourself yesterday.
When did you become interested in fitness?
I became interested in fitness probably around 15 years old, but not so much fitness itself, more so just kind of obsessed with becoming skinny and trying to get abs and more of like a look. But I think I really got into fitness itself, more of the training aspect and becoming stronger and better and actually learning about movements and different components of fitness more than just exercising. I think I became more interested in that probably sophomore year of college, and that's when I knew I wanted to major in kinesiology.
Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here, so come on.
What's one problem or issue you see in the fitness industry, and how would you change it?
I think a big problem is fitness influencers, if you will, because I think that not only them, but just the misinformation spread in general, but they also, a lot of them who aren't committed to spreading proper information, I think they kind of push this issue along and keep it going because they sell these quick 6-week exercise guides with their figure promoting it, but a lot of their figures composition, so like abs or their butt, for example, is not going to be achievable or cannot be achieved in 6 weeks that they say so. And then also it's a lot of it's determined by genetics too. So, which obviously that's not going to sell a program, so they don't say it. But I think the combination of that and the greed in the fitness industry is a huge, huge problem. How would I fix it though? I'm kind of trying to just spread positivity and better information I'm also trying to spread that like it's okay that you don't work out 6 times a week or you don't go to the gym twice a day, because I think a lot of that's promoted and I don't think that's realistic for a lot of people. And so I'm kind of trying to change it and just give a realistic look at what fitness looks like for someone who either works full-time or goes to school full-time while working, and so that's how I'm trying to fix it now.
Motivation. What motivates you day in and day out, or like in the middle of a workout when you just feel like your body's at the breaking point where do you sort of reach to keep going?
Touching on your first point, what motivates me every day? Nothing. I don't feel motivated a lot of days. It doesn't come down to being motivated. For me, it comes down to, it's usually not an option for me. Whether or not I have to adjust for a day because I procrastinate or don't have time, regardless, it's never really an option for me in my mind to not do something, even if I don't want to. So it's really just about getting into a routine for me, and now it's just a part of my life where I don't really skip. So there are days that I am motivated and days that I'm not. Like yesterday, I just felt really busy and wasn't exactly motivated, but I still did it. I still showed up. But what motivates me in the middle of a workout is when I'm by myself, I usually often just tell myself, okay, let's get through this next rep, or I just kind of keep thinking about like that common saying of like, okay, just one more step, one foot in front of the other. And I don't really look far ahead at the finish line. I just focus on the ground right in front of me. But I also like to compete with myself because I know that I can do more. And I oftentimes know that my mind is so much weaker than my body. So even when my mind is tired, I have a conversation in my head with myself, and I have to tell myself, no, shut up, keep going, you're fine. That's often the conversation that goes on in my head to keep me motivated while I'm doing a really tough workout, because I don't ever want to feel sorry for myself. It's one of those things where I have to tell myself, suck it up, it's not that bad, you've been through worse, you can do better. And that's kind of how I keep myself motivated.
Why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold.
Where did you start, or where should someone start? You mentioned you see fitness influencers and they're going to the gym 2 to 3 times a day, 7 days a week. That's not realistic for just normal everyday people. So like someone who brand new to fitness, where do you go? Where do you start?
So this is kind of one of the issues that I see because nobody talks about it. So this is a great question. Where to start? I think it's important to know that starting out, realistically, not many people are going to be able to make it to the gym 6 days a week, nor do you have to, because your body needs rest, especially starting out. Your body has to adapt to this new stimulus. And so it needs that extra time, because if you overdo it, your muscles don't have that time to recover. Your body can start to break down those muscles just to fuel your body and keep going. So it kind of has a reverse effect than what people want. But for someone starting out, a good place to start is look at your schedule and find the time where you sit down and just watch a movie every day or a TV show or whatever. And let's say you sit down for 2 to 3 hours at night and you're watching shows. Well, now today we can tape shows and watch them later. So either like something I love to do is I record my shows and I watch them while I'm working out at home. You just have to know that sometimes you have to make adjustments. So you might have to sacrifice watching a show live for a workout, but you're investing in yourself. So it's kind of that mental game of what's important in the long run to you. And it's finding that time throughout the week. So whether it's 30 minutes right after work or, an hour before work, whatever you can put into your schedule without jeopardizing your sleep or nutrition, I think is a really good place to start for most people.
So how should people go about sort of working on the diet and putting that at the forefront of their fitness goals?
So This is actually where my passion truly lies. Like, I love fitness, but it's the nutrition side that honestly really interests me. And it's not talked about enough because there are so many fad diets, which is another huge problem in the fitness industry and nutrition industry. But the reason you don't see diets and food talked about as much is, one, because there's so many different opinions out there and so many different trials and science behind all of these things. But also, legally, people have to tread very lightly when it comes to nutrition because only doctors and registered dietitians are supposed to be giving out meal plans or telling people what sort of macros or caloric levels to eat at. Now, there's a lot of gray area in the fitness industry, and that's why you can find a lot of meal plans or macro coaches. It's not illegal, but it's a gray area because they're not going to ever tell you, I prescribe this, or you should absolutely 100% do this, because they can't. Legally, they cannot do that. They cannot say that. So diet in the food aspect is actually the most important part of your journey, is because you can never outrun a bad diet. So if you're eating McDonald's every day, but still working out every day, you fuel your body properly and you're going to see results. And the opposite effect has that same result as well. So one thing that people love to argue about is the diet keto. And that is where you eat little to no carbs, high fat, high protein. Personally, I'm not a fan of this for myself because I've tried to do the Atkins diet before, which is basically the same thing. It's just a different version of it, slightly different. And I didn't like the way I felt on it. The second I started eating carbs again, you gain weight back. So for the general population, I'm not a fan of it, but it does have some benefits in medical settings. So, and that's where things get tricky because people hear these results from different medical studies and don't understand that nutrition is a case-by-case scenario. What works for one person might not work for another. Like, I have a friend who's my exact same height. We are 20 pounds difference and we look completely different. Our body composition is different. She can eat whatever she wants all day long, will not gain weight. Me, on the other hand, I have to watch my nutrition very closely, otherwise I gain weight very easily. My weight distribution too is also very different. She has a high metabolism. I would say I have a normal one, but that's what people don't really understand, is that nutrition is so individual and it should be treated as such.
You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out to
Results. People are focused on results. Results don't come for a while. You have to be consistent. So what would you tell people who, are just starting out maybe and looking to see those results and a couple weeks, months go by? There's no really noticeable results yet. They're getting frustrated, oh no, am I doing something wrong? Or, well, if I haven't seen results by now, then this is hopeless. I should just give up.
Results, typically, there are 3 different time periods when you first start out that you will see results. 4 weeks, typically you'll see your own results because you know your body best and you will feel and see those changes, while the rest of the world will not. By 8 weeks, the people closest to you who see you the most will start to notice changes as well. And then typically by 12 weeks, the rest of the world notices, if you will. But we know that that's not always how it goes. So this is where you have to look at all the components, and you can't just look at exercise. So you have to start looking at, well, how is my nutrition? Am I eating enough? Because that is another huge thing within our world, that we are not eating, for the most part, we are not eating enough, or we are eating too much. And there's typically not a balance in between. So I see a lot of girls on social media being sold meal plans for about 1,700 calories a day, if not less. And a lot of women I see online are eating between 1,000 and 1,500 calories a day. And they're saying, why can't I lose weight? Why am I not losing weight? Why am I not seeing results? Do I need to eat less? No, actually the opposite. Typically, you need to eat more, because when you don't feed your body enough, your body is then, simply put, your body then holds on to that food because it's scared, because it needs to nourish itself and needs to feed itself. It's not going to drop any more weight because your body's then adjusted to eating less calories. We can only survive, with so many calories before we, but before we pack it up. No, but really, our bodies cannot function on so few calories. And if you're already not eating enough, your body's not physically going to want to drop weight. So that's often a case that I see through social media. But there's a million different factors why results might not happen. It could be that, you're eating at maintenance level. It could be that you are dropping weight, but then muscle weighs more than fat. So you're replacing that weight drop with muscle. That's often what happens for newcomers, because that's a huge thing that you're able to, when you first start out, you're able to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, which you typically can't do otherwise. But yeah, so every single case, once again, is going to be individual, but something to know when you feel like you're not seeing results is results happen all over the place. Maybe your jeans fit a little bit better than they did before, even though the scale may not have changed. Or maybe you're stronger now, but the scale may not have changed. Or maybe you gained weight, but realistically, maybe it was muscle that you gained. So there's so many different factors that could go into why you might not see results. But realistically, I wouldn't get too hung up, especially on people who only look at the scale, because it's not a good indicator of body composition. And that's what typically people are going to look for their results. So don't get discouraged. Really just focus on how you feel, because that's going to be the most important thing. If you feel good, more energized, and you're living a healthier lifestyle, even though we all want abs and a big butt because it's in now, and huge, muscles, or to be lean and toned, we all want that. But realistically, living a healthy life is so much more important, and living disease-free is so much more important than only looking at body composition.
What's your number one fitness goal?
So realistically, my number one fitness goal would be to get a 300-pound deadlift, which I'm 45 pounds away from my current deadlift. But a dream of mine that's not exactly realistic, but something that I just like to say that I would kind of shoot for the moon for, would be going to the CrossFit Games. That would be super cool to be able to do, and just be an athlete competing again, but on the elite level would be super cool.
Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. It got me stone cold.
What's your why?
My why is that I want to be the me that I didn't have growing up. So when I was growing up, I went through a pretty bad and dark time dealing with depression, and I didn't really have anyone who was there to make me feel like it was okay and that I wasn't alone. And that's what I want to be for everyone else now, because I've battled my way through it and overcome it, and I love life now, and I see so much beauty around me and so much light that I want to spread that throughout the world. And I want to be the me that I didn't have when I was younger for other people. I want them to know that it's okay to go through depression and deal with it, and that it doesn't have to be this topic that we have to tiptoe around, and that it's okay to have a bad day, and you don't have to do 6 workouts a week for them to be valid, and that you don't have to have a good day every single day, or even at all, that you still are so worthy of love and light in your life no matter what you're going through. And even though I didn't have that growing up, I now want to be that for other people. And that's why I'm so passionate about fitness, because it truly did kind of pull me out of that dark place. It really helped me fight that last little battle to get out of that. And even though it's not going to be that for every single person, I do think that it's a huge factor in helping people improve their mental state. And that's why I'm so passionate, and I want to help other people, because it's more than fitness, it's more than looks, it's more than just a workout or a training session. It's so much more than that to me. So my why is I didn't have me growing up, and that's okay, but now I want to be the me that I needed for everyone else.
Since you left me here, so come home. Why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold.
Okay, ask me the question.
Alright, let me pull them up.
Hi, my name is Brittany Aldape.
Ain't nobody asked that question.